All right, welcome to Mr. Mills Woodshop podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Miller. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, rate, subscribe, anything to make it not just me talking to myself in my office like a crazy person. So what's probably going to happen here in a little bit is that you're going to get a live look at what a lockout drill looks like in a high school. I'm on my prep right now. I'm in my office. Doors are shut, locked. Lockout is different than a lockdown, where the threat is not one that's been perceived to others, but just keep people kind of in. So like an example would be like a medical event where they need to get medical staff and paramedics and whatnot through the building. So we don't want anybody in the halls. Shut doors is what we're told. Teach as usual. So that's probably going to go on. If it's too obnoxious, I'll do my best to edit it out or re-record or do whatever. But I want to talk about this year. This year has been really a roller coaster ride for me. It's been the highest highs I've ever encountered in my teaching career, and also some of the lowest lows. And so I'll title this episode something like Roller Coaster Year or something, or Roller Coaster Recap. I don't know, something cute like that. But I got some notes written down here of just what the year has kind of been like, and things like that kind of happen in your general teacher, or just any real like professional that's like not the new person anymore, but also trying to like make some positive changes and perceived as the young punk trying to make changes is what I've been described as. And so I don't love that, but if you know someone like that, send this to them and maybe it'll encourage them. And if you send it, it makes this podcast rise a little bit. So that's kind of it. I'm just going to go right through basically my planner here through this year. So started off the year really, really hot, like really excited, like probably the most excited I have been to start a school year since really coming to Coon Rapids. Part of that was the Safety Speed partnership I had over the summer. I worked for them, so it was really easy to be excited because I spent all summer learning the trade of what the wood manufacturing machine industry is like. Brian Donahue's on the WIA and had a lot of contacts and went to IWF. I mean, just came flying into the year. And so when I got back, I'm real excited. I'm taking pictures for online reel of like welcome back to school stuff. And then first day, okay, and my admin had nothing to do with this. This was all set at the district office. We had a full 8-hour training on folding chairs on this group that does training for teachers. And so our district purchased it, and it's been the same for years and years through every district I've been at, is that there's a need that they feel like they need to train the teachers better or give them professional development, and they do. Okay, we definitely do need to get better. We can all learn something, right? But just the first day back, okay, and just don't mishear me. I jumped into this 2 feet forward. I had the extra consultations. I had them come to my room and collaborate with them too on, this isn't a normal classroom. I'm in a wood shop here. Okay, what would you do? Because they suggested start your class with a whisper to try and gain the student's attention. Like we've got air handlers, we've got dust collection, we've got some machines going, and like generally, yes, it's quiet when we start the class, but I'm still not gonna. I tried it, didn't work. Okay. I jumped into this 2 feet forward, and I'm willing to do those things, but just the first day of the year was just like, oh man, and like I had a ton of work to do. I had this brand new curriculum I wanted to come bring into our construction class and our advanced cabinetry classes that I developed at Safety Speed. So that was just kind of a funny little thing. I had the time later in the week, and of course you got all summer to work on this stuff, right? So like, why are you complaining? It's just one day, but it was just a funny kind of thing, and my admin had nothing to do with it. Let's see. I've been on. That's a low. Let's go back up to the high. Shop Class Podcast, Disrupt Education, CMA's podcast, and then a ton of my own podcasts I've done. Has just kind of helped like spread the word a little bit. Not about me or Mr. Miller's Woodshop or anything, but just that shop classes exist. Okay, I was just on the phone with what I think, very prominent person in the wood industry the last 20 years. And he's big in media, and we're working on a project together, and he's helping me with it. And so I'm excited about that. My next podcast, whenever that comes out, if this project even comes to fruition, if the project doesn't come and there's no podcast until September, like you'll know that it fell flat on its face. But hopefully this illustrates too, like you can fall flat on your face and still move forward and still be, successful and effective and whatever. I was a goalie in high school hockey, and I still play every, like maybe once a year. And I just had the best coaches in the world because I could let a goal in. We were, penalty kill. They had a breakaway. It was a good goal. Okay, like that happens, right? You let those in, no big deal. You let a puck in from the far blue line, and yeah, okay, that one shouldn't have gone in. That was a bad one, but you can't change it. You can't do anything, so you flush it, move on, and that's that, right? So that's kind of how I kind of view things in my professional career. Is I've got wins and losses, and I've got good goals and bad goals. Let's see. I definitely have more highs than lows, so I'm just going to go straight down the list so I don't miss anything here. But I had one HVAC demo, Greg Olson from Our Steel, come in that just rocked the house. I think I gave a whole presentation on this too, or at least incorporated it into that time when I separated my shoulder and was still expected. Still got to come to work, right? So I separated shoulder. He came in, gave the demo on how to sweat copper, something he's way better at than I am. And that was great. The kids had fun, and it was a great day, and only one day out of the year. Really, generally speaking, I don't like guest speakers unless they are people the kids know. It's like I had George Von Driska come in here, and maybe only half the kids knew him, but he's in our safety videos. And the safety videos are about 10, 15 years old, but they still recognize. I was like, hey, you the guy from the Joiner video? Yeah, I am. Like, wow, cool. Set a record this year. We did 4 industry tour days. So that was the culmination of probably 10 total like companies where we set foot on their property, because we generally do 2 to 3 a day. We did 3 career fair days where the companies came here to Coon Rapids. That was exciting. I had a guest speaker come in and instruct my kids on how to write a resume, which actually came in really handy later on because the students that were applying for jobs used them. And we needed to get into Skills USA. Got the shirt on today. We needed to get into Skills USA, and so they were able to help us out. It was like the same week where we needed to have the resumes done. And I've written resumes, my own resume for the last 15 years. But she actually worked at a college that helped students write resumes. She's a business owner. She's worked in HR. She knows it better than I do. So she came in and filled in that gap, which was really, really cool. Let's see. We won the Youth Award at the Minnesota Woodworkers Guild event. We won a few grants here. We won grants from the Woodwork Career Alliance, Skills USA. And Fox 9 awarded me personally a grant for classroom supplies here. Kind of here's the roller coaster of that, though. Like the grant was awarded last month. I was a Fox 9 top teacher, local TV station here. And great, cool. All right. Now it's received as a donation, which has to be approved by the school board, which is a contested thing right now. The school board, not this donation, but I got to wait until they meet, which falls after our purchasing date. And so like, here's $1,000 you can't spend for a year. And it's like, pull your hair out. Like, oh brother, like I had that $1,000 spent before they even left, like thinking like, okay, I want a biscuit joiner. I want a belt sander. I want this. That's, basically going to take $1,000 because, $1,000 doesn't go very far in a wood shop. But anyway, it's grateful to have that opportunity. And the win was good. These wins have been really fun. Some losses. The spindle on our, I'm not going to say their name. They have a CNC that has a quiet spindle, which I'm very grateful for because I wrote probably 3 or 4 grants and heard nothing back or was denied because I want to put the same model quiet spindle on our Shop Saber CNC, which I love. I love my Shop Saber. They're right down the road. They answer when I call, which is rare because their machine operates great. It's just so darn loud because it's got a great big Porter cable router on top of it, and that's just ringing in my ears and all day. Can't do that. So I went through our health and safety. They came out and measured it, and they're like, yes, that's dangerous for prolonged use. And rather than update the spindle, they gave me some earplugs and said, you're required to wear these now. And so, hey, I'm the AirPod teacher now, which is just kind of silly. And it's not like they're monitoring it. And it's probably only about half time I wear them, but it's just, and it doesn't run all the time. So that's kind of my metric there. When it runs, I guarantee I have them in because I've been told that. And I'm a rule follower for the most part. All right, but our other CNC, quiet spindle, love the quiet aspect of it. That CNC has given us problems now for a year and has ruined several projects and just about started the school on fire about a month ago. We're running a thank you plaque. I had a thank you plaque for several businesses that have donated, a couple of churches that work with our social. I get none of these places are ones that donated to me. I'm taking this on electively for my school to give out a nice plaque to people who donate to us, not even to my program. And I'm grateful to do that. And I'm running this on my own. I have some kids helping me, but it's for the most part me doing it. CNCs were done, cutting out cabinet parts, and so I had a couple-week break where I didn't have to run it all that much. And so perfect. I'm gonna pump out these thank you plaques. And as I'm going, I'm the one running it, but I'm also teaching the class. I'm in a different part of the room. Beauty of a big wood shop is that I can have 5 CNCs, 3 table saws, several band saws, 2 joiners, multiple miter saws. But when that thing started to smoke, I didn't see it. Okay, I was across the room helping another kid. Luckily, this was an advanced woodworking class. Kid that was by there saw it, so that ain't right. Hit the emergency stop and came and found me. And usually, the kids don't interrupt me because I tell them, like, don't interrupt me. Like, just wait your turn. Like, I'll wait. And this kid was not an interrupter kid. And I just looked at him like, what's up, man? He's like, I think something's wrong with the CNC. I just turned it off. I listened like, oh yeah, I don't hear it anymore. And go over there and I don't know. Maybe I've got a mind to. They have not been helpful either. Just that's one of the other downsides is I've had this issue for over a year, where the software looks great. Nothing is wrong with the machine, like hold down, but that bit drives all the way down to like 6 inches below the table, or it'll goof up on the Y or X axis, which is just kind of annoying. But making a mistake and thinking you're at 0.50, but in reality you're about 6 inches below zero. And now that bit is buried into the spoil board, and this one actually even went into the frame of the machine. The beautiful thing is that Nick Frost's Frost Tool CNC, I'm butchering his business's name, but I believe it's Frost CNC Tooling. They have a bit that they sharpen up for us every other year, and this bit did not break. I cannot believe it. It's 6 inches below the spoil board into the metal frame of the machine, and it's just chewing right through it and started on fire. I've got it right here. I'll show you a picture. I've got it up right next to my top teacher award, because to get this thing off the spindle after it had been burned was a true achievement. It took every shop teacher here to like put their mind together, like how to fix it. And then it was just one day I'm mad at it and frustrated because now kids don't have that opportunity, where usually we're at the end of the school year. Hey, I want to do something fun. What do you got for me? Like, let's go make some cool stuff on the CNC. And we don't have that opportunity now, which is frustrating. But I got this bit off and I was so excited. I shouted in class, which is very rare. I just like, I'm so excited. And a couple of the kids mimicked me or mocked me, but whatever. It's like, I'm excited. I got that thing off. So at least I can harbor that spindle. Even if the whole CNC we scrap, I can at least harbor that spindle. That is, maybe we'll put that on the shop saver and just use that floor space for something else. But oh, brother, that was a low. Let's keep on the low mantra here, and I'm not trying to throw people under the bus, but we got a major donation from Microvellum Software, where they were going to outfit every student at Coon Rapids High School that takes a shop class with a seat of Microvellum. So it'll be like 48 seats. We can put it in a couple labs. And like, great. All right. I bring it to our district and say how wonderful it is. And they nope, it's got to be for the full district. It's got to be all 5 traditional high schools. Like, okay. I went back to Microvellum and I made the case that we can't accept it unless it's all for all 5. And it was approved. Microvellum said, yes, if they're anything like yours, we want those programs to have it as well. So I bring it to the district and they kind of him and ha. And I run it through our advisory board here. And we had about 22 people confirmed this is a good thing for kids. We should go forward on accepting the donation. We had the guy from Microvellum here, the tech professionals at the district show up. Everything was in order. They kind of drag their feet. Months go by. I'm asking basically once every other week where are we at on this, checking with my tech people, checking with Microvellum, checking with the district people who are crickets of getting back to me. And like it actually happened on ACT day. So ACT day is the worst day of the school year for a teacher because you're proctoring a test or walking a student to the bathroom. And it's not like it's beneath you. It's just so darn boring. And you can't have a book. You can't read. You can't do anything. But at least they pair you up with teachers so you guys can take breaks. And so I was the primary proctor. My secondary proctor came in so I could go freshen up. And I'm just walking and I check my email and I see final decision regarding Microvellum. And it was forwarded to me from my department leader. So it wasn't even brought directly to me. And read this, and it's just kind of BS, to be honest with you, because all the things they cited for not accepting the donation as a district were covered at the meeting. And they said it was a full vetting process and investigation. And like, it's not true either. Like, I wasn't consulted once. The guy from Microvellum wasn't even consulted once. Like, this is just weird. And maybe it's the political nature of the school board and having to try to go through them or strategizing which ones you bring to it. And not all the teachers were excited about it either. One guy who has basically been against me from the beginning since I got to Coon Rapids looked at this and said, wow, that's a good job, is what he told me. And first time I've heard it in 4 years. It's been negative everything since. But oh wow, and it coming on ACT day, it was just that all I got to do is sit there and watch kids, but I was just fuming the whole time. Started out proctoring, like got excited, and like, hey, we're gonna do so good, you guys are gonna rock this, we're gonna have 36 students get 36 on, just being a silly guy. And then start the test, official start to the test, of course. So you got to read from the script and kind of the boring mode, then quiet, do the proctor thing. It was seriously a day where I considered, like, is this even what I'm going to be doing the rest of my life? Is this something is a place where I want to stay? Do I want to look elsewhere? And then it's kind of nice because I didn't have technology access that day. When I went home, it was like, I'm thinking about my family. I just need to rest and talk to my wife about it. But it was just such a hit. But my strategy is long-term. The people who replace those that made this decision will probably want a win, because the people who are making these decisions aren't all bad. They've made some really good things and helped the program, but it's just so frustrating. But when they are replaced, I'm going to bring this to the new people and say, hey, the other guy said no. This is a donation that would prove to be millions of dollars worth over the 25-year commitment they've given us. And hard to imagine them new, wanting a win, to say no. So I think our day's coming. It's just what's it going to be, right? So that's that on Microvellum. Well, I guess I should say one more thing. So I've got a friend that I made when I worked at a wood shop a couple of years ago at Viron Wood Products, and we're Facebook friends. So I know they use a different software. I asked him, all right, I saw on Facebook a picture of him in a Microvellum shirt. I'm like, oh my God, are you guys using Microvellum now? And he's like, nah, that was too expensive. But we really want to get away from the software that we are using. I'm like, oh my goodness, we could not just be handed this. And yet this successful business is not able to afford it. Like, this was such an airball. But, oh well, moving on. Let's go to a high. So the AWFS fair in Las Vegas is in July this year. I'm going to it. I'm speaking at it, which is really helpful because I don't know, maybe I have something to share, but also that means that the the show will cover my flight and hotel, and I want to stay all the days. So I've got to come up with the money for um, staying the rest of the week. And I have no ambition to go to Vegas. I'm not a gambler. I'm not a drinker. I'm happily married, and I am just excited for the woodworking aspect of it. And I'm speaking with Mark Smith, 2024 Wood Industry Educator of the Year, and I'm going to eat it up. I'm just so excited that this is where this is helping, and um, it's going to be good because we're really local here. It's crazy in Minnesota. We've got the chair now of the National Woods Board, John Letourneau. We've got another board member, Brian Donahue, and then the WI, the Wood Industry Association, the organization that puts on IWF, International Woodworking Fair in Atlanta every year. They all met last week with me to discuss things going on and strategy, and just because there's a lot of heavy hitters, not me, but them, right here in Minnesota and like in the metro area. Like we just met at a spot in Coon Rapids, and Safety Speed, Brian Donahue sponsored the dinner. So it was like, I could kind of justify because it was after hours. And so like, that's usually family. I got 3 young kids. If you don't know anything about me, I've got a 4-year-old, 2-year-old, and 1-year-old, and my wife stays home with them. So when I am done, I go home. And I think it's pretty cool because I'm still, I say slightly above average program, but I'm still able to do that and not stay till 5 o'clock like some teachers do. So I'm grateful in that regard. But anyway, we met. It was just really fun. I like these guys, and it's cool the initiatives that they're having, and just problem solving, and just getting to know each other, and kind of setting up those partnerships, because none of them are really retirement age, and we're going to be around. I'll be around. So things like the WCA were brought up, the Woodwork Career Alliance, and that's a certification program for not just high schoolers, but anybody in industry looking to get a certification in the wood industry. Usually goes through the WCA, and so we offer that here at Coon Rapids now, which is so cool. Yeah, let's see. So that's a pro. We had a signing day bust here, so we were all ready to go with a signing day and have the kids that are going to different either tech schools or just right out to a job, like a good job, somewhere where we tour. The signing day fell through, which is it's like it's everybody's fault and nobody's fault. It was my fault because I tried to put it together too fast, too last minute. I tried to pair it with Skills USA, which offers a lot of great things, but there's also some constraints that you have to follow. And so some people weren't willing to do that. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, okay, we've got this different day, but now only half the kids can show. It's like, I really wanted to have that just for the PR of it, really is what I wanted, because these kids are getting jobs. Every single year I get several kids that go out and get good jobs, but like, nobody ever hears about it. It's just like, wow, okay, this past year I highlighted them on social media and tried to do that as best I could. But I got a kid going to a very prominent Vision Woodworking. I'll get their logo on the screen here if you're watching me on the screen. Good for you. Not much to look at, but here's their logo. They're in Fridley, Minnesota, so it's just about maybe 2 minutes from Coon Rapids. They border each other, and so he's getting a job there, a good job. And background on this, there's a kid from Hennepin Tech who's graduating, so not really a kid, young man, and James is a young man too. But I mean, they're both starting at the same pay, yet James didn't have to go to tech school, which I'm personally just kind of prideful about that, and I'm excited, and I'm just mostly excited too because he gets that opportunity. And maybe he isn't as good as the tech school guy, but they're making the same, and they'll advance in the same pace, hopefully, or maybe we'll outpace them, because try to work in some character stuff too. And another student is working at a cardboard place that was at our career fair. I do have one student who was accepted to Hennepin Tech. That's the cabinetry program. That's probably closest to us. There's another one in St. Paul that's great, but we tour Hennepin Tech, and that's where Skills USA was hosted this year. So it's cool to feed them too. And this is a great program, and kid's gonna do great. So that was like it's still happening, but signing day hopefully next year is good. Yeah, I mean it's definitely been a year. I've got some things on the docket that I'm looking forward to. I wrote up a grant for the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools. It's $100,000 grant to the winner, and I think that's a little lofty to think that that's available to me. But I mean, I can dream, and yeah, I start to think like new dust collector, um, you know, new CNC, not fix the old one that keeps breaking. It's been a dream, but they've also got several smaller prizes too. So those are probably more realistic for me. But I admire so much the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools community is just awesome. I've looked up just about every winner. It's creepy, right? I've looked up about every winner and just seen what they do, and not to try to win, but try to like mimic their programs because they've proven to be successful. And so that's uh, that's something that I'm excited for. And if I do win, that's great. It would certainly help my family too, because a portion of that goes to the teacher. And probably not at liberty to say, but we've just personally have got some really exciting things happening in my family this year, we'll say. um, but look forward to more announcements on that front, like come fall. So yeah, Harbor Freight Tools for Schools. There's also a Department of Labor grant. Teacher from White Bear Lake, Otto's teacher, and I have connected, and he had won it. I think it was last year he won it, and it's $100,000 to their program, and just they're a brand new high school, and that helped tremendously. And so stuff like that, I'm excited for. That's on the frontier. I mean, we'll come back and circle back to all the things we did this year. And if you're a teacher listening to this, like, tell me how I can improve. Tell me what you do that's better or two that I'm missing here. Because it was a great year. We got involved with Skills USA, the Woodworkers Guild. We went to several shows. We had 2 more industry tours than we usually do, and this is going to just kind of be the model here that I follow. Some organizations I left out of here because they just weren't helpful. Um, I really like the union stuff. I'm not union pusher or denier. I'm union neutral, and I'm pro marriage shop and pro union shop. I'm not trying to see what's best for the kids, right? So that's about all I got there. And unions apply seem to be like a lot in the fall, so I'll focus on that early next year. But that's it's kind of been the year. It's been a roller coaster, but I'm speaking at AWFS this summer. Working on something now that maybe will get published nationally. If not, you'll never read about it. But you've stuck around this long enough here, and we got 20 more minutes left in the period. I can't believe they haven't done the lockout drill yet. But I personally know the principal was just in the office next door to me. I share a space with our APs, so they're probably going to do that right now. So I'll sign off here, but thanks for listening. Please share, rate, like, subscribe. I'm very active on Instagram. I'm probably going to be less active over the summer because I need to focus on summer job. Working at Safe Speed again for about 60% of the summer. So I'm excited to be back there. I absolutely love and can't say enough about that company. And so it makes the job easy when you try to market their stuff or sell their stuff. They're doing the Lord's work. I mean, their business is slow, and they're still trying to hire me on and make it work for me. And so that just says a lot about the character of those that are involved. And just I don't know, they're also about 10 minutes from my house, and so it's also really nice to be close by when you're in the seasonal life that I am with young kids and just trying to make things better. So yeah, we'll maybe talk in a few weeks. If whatever works out, works out. If not, I'll look forward to talking in the fall. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.